Mm. Good morning, everybody. That was the wrong link I put in Discord if you found the Twitch wrong link. How we doing today? I'm just waking up, like I'm already late. Already late. Already late. Hope the volume is working okay. To figure out how to watch my currently. Today. You were chatting. I literally rolled out of bed and I even overslept for my sync call this morning. Also, I realized my fan's not on. No wonder it's hot here. Doggo is MIA this morning. Also, I realized my fan's not on. No wonder it's hot. So that's always good. I don't know where the hell the dog is. It's weird. Oh, there he is. Hey, Buffers. You're late. Thanks. Buffers gets a dog treat every morning. Oh. Buffers gets a dog treat. How we doing? Welcome in. Today's viewer chat and chills brought to you by no one. Brought to you by you guys. You pay for it. Here it is. Brought to you by you guys. I wish it was sponsored by Monster, but it ain't. But it ain't. Oh, I gotta grind up some more. The burdens. Burden. Don't worry, I'm coming right back. I'm in the room. Hear everything. Enjoy the chill vibes. Today's music is a lo-fi geek. I feel like lo-fi music is definitely one of my favorite things. It actually makes me really productive, I gotta say. If you're like me and a heavy smoker, brought to you by Fire of Life 2018. Hey HK, how's things? How's life? What kind of games are you playing besides Final Fantasy these days? Have you ever played Stardew Valley? I'm completely addicted to Stardew Valley, by the way. Completely addicted. I watched another streamer play Stardew Valley yesterday, and I was like, it was his first ever playthrough, and he put 40 mods on it, whereas I've put 200 hours into the vanilla playthrough. Many, many hours. Many, many. And I can't believe there's so much stuff to do in that little game. I believe it is even now mobile feasible, if I remember correctly. And then just flops down. Just flops. To be a dog. Be a dog. To be fair, mods does have heaps of quality of life. I mean, how do you know that if you've never experienced the vanilla variety? That's my argument. Is I don't mind mod. Like, there's nothing wrong with mods. Like, I think mods add replayability to like all kinds of games. But I feel like you should at least play a couple hours of the vanilla version to know what those quality of life mods are. Your first ever playthrough with 40 plus mods seems like you're playing a different game. Like, you're not even going to get the original game you played for. Our friend Dr. Faustus is similar. And when I saw that, I was like, ow, why? But he does that. So I was like, you probably love this guy. Other than Final Fantasy, I've been playing Honkai, Star Rail, and Wuthering Waves. Never heard of either of those. Never heard of either. I figured out a way I could search for it. All of it. Oh, I'm searching. Played vanilla, but stopped after. I mean, make it through it like through Stardew Valley. How long ago was that? Because they're still updating it. They've added a whole new island. They've added all kinds of shit. Because I went back and played it when it first came out. And I mean, like, I played it for a little while. I was like really addicted then. Like, I played it hard then, but when I search for the Honkai Star, it brings up the Hungry Land, traveling in late times. Trek across ancient China in a dark boundary, pushing visual novel inspired by Chinese with modern animation. Escort four girls to the prosperous city of Liang, in the branching narrative with themes of revenge, cannibalism, involuntary servitude, war on Is that what you're playing? Did hear about the version 1.6. I didn't have a chance to play it. Yeah, I mean, they ended, like 1.5 introduced a late game Q's gems thing and the challenge system, and like, so now you've got daily goals and weekly goals and monthly goals for two different versions. Like, there's so many goals. I often am starting to feel like it's like life and getting very overwhelmed. Because now that I've unlocked Ginger Island, I'm spending all my time over there, but I still have a farm to run back home. It feels like my real life. That's why I keep saying I'm gonna make a story. Like I should do it. I should go around and start being like, hey, random townsperson, would you want to be a part of my video? I'm playing I'm playing Stardew Valley in real life. Of course, Stardew Valley has a mine that you can literally go get ore more precious than gold. I don't have a mine, and I don't think one person actually mining in a mine would make any money. Says the people in the San Francisco Gold Rush, but many of them died, so I'm not sure we want to use that as an example. It's like, and you know what's funny is that our town mayor owns like the only convenience store in town. So I'm like, if I could get Mike to be in my videos and just have like a box at his store that was like take with like pay what you can kind of box, where I mean obviously it would be variable, like whatever money I get from that. And then I thought about maybe using the mines as like a YouTube creation. Like anytime I spend in the mines in the game, I'd have to spend on YouTube, like doing YouTube work. It's very tedious and monotonous, much like mining. But I'd have to leave my house. I don't know how I feel about that either. I know I made a video yesterday, like 2 days ago, where we went to the big garden, where like, because my uncle has the like a plot of land that he tills, but we kind of pick and weed and stuff. So I also am installing a rainwater capture system, just like a watering can upgrade, I guess. I have ideas, but ideas are just that. Ideas. I often think life would be a lot more fun if I had someone to do all these crazy things with. I need to find a life partner that is a doer. Maybe not even an idea guy, just somebody who's listening to my ideas and making them happen. That'd be great. That'd be great. If hell, just pushing me to make them happen. That'd be great. Right. I need a motivational speaker in my life. Is that why people hire life coaches? Like, is that why that's a business? Maybe that's just like that's the epiphany. But who has the money to hire a person to motivate you? I mean, like, how does that ever work out? Yeah, doing this sort of stuff sounds fun with friends or so. Yeah, right. If I'm a random weird person, I have to like, hey, especially like if you tell people like I'm a YouTuber, but I'm such a small one. It's not like I'm, you know, but it's weird to say that to people like, oh, I'm a YouTuber. That to me seems weird, but especially when you're not. I mean, but how do you become one? I guess it's a confidence level of being like, you gotta do it. When I first got here, I definitely sent our mayor friend a super unhinged, like, hey, I'm in town, I would love to help. I never heard anything back about anything. We've met a few times since then, and it's awkward and weird. I mean, I guess if the lesson of Stardew has taught us anything, it's that you walk up to a random stranger and are like, hey, see what they say, and then just walk away. You don't have to worry about conversating. Everybody does start somewhere. I know. I used to say I'm a live streamer, and immediately everybody thought I did porn. That was really funny. Like, people gasped when I said it to like a group of older people. And then when I explained that it was video games, they got even more. They were less appalled, but more confused. Like, somebody pays you to watch you play video games, and I'm like, it's kind of like the radio voice in the background kind of thing. And they're like, ah, so you're a radio person, and I'm like, sure. Oh. Yeah, one time I told a person that I grew marijuana, and they were just like, "Oh wow, so like, do you work on a product that I would know or whatever?" It was like, I'm like, well, she was from California and I'm from Virginia, and that's a very different world. Especially at the beginning of this, like they had just signed the decriminalization, so I was like, I was less comfortable talking about it than she was, and I was like, that's, yeah, I should probably not tell people that. Yeah. Just tell them, just tell them Super Bowl and stuff. You know, they aren't going to stadium play. How similar it is to. I don't know about that. Maybe if you went to a stadium, like, have you ever seen League of Legends, like LCS, where people go and watch them play League of Legends in person? And that's kind of like the Super Bowl. That I get too. I literally have tried to watch Twitch so many times. Like, I think that's why maybe my Twitch is not successful. It's because I am not a person who really watches Twitch. And like, a lot of the ones I do watch, maybe they have more things like dancing little duckies and, you know, pop-up messages. Like, it's very ADHD engaging to keep a Twitch live stream audience engaged. When you go somewhere and play a game, there's alcohol and friends and people. Like, the game is happening in the background, but you're not really watching it. Yes, but they used to start small, very small, for their first tournament. Oh yeah, I'm sure League of Legends. I'm sure. Like, I have a cousin who used to play LAN parties. I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you even are like aware of that, but he used to host LAN parties where people could bring their computers and hook into a physical network and play multiplayer games with like no lag because everybody's hooking on the same network and so on and so forth. Especially back in the day when like you had dial-up, That was back in the day. That would lag was real back in the day. I have been blessed to watch computers really grow up. Like obviously I wasn't around for the first ones with the punch cards, so on and so forth. Yeah, I used to do that in college. Don't need Wi-Fi for them, right? Yeah, like back when I don't like. Do you want to date yourself? Like, when did you graduate college? When did you graduate, or what year are you talking about that this was your college years? Like, are we of an age? I'm 42. Out there in the universe, I'm way older than your average streamer. I'm sure. Maybe that should be my gimmick. Is I'm an old streamer. I've been in computers since the dawn of time. I remember what DOS is. My first ever computer was a Tandy. In tribute to Father's Day, my dad taught me how to make the computer go boop, 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 boop. And that was a feat of programming accoutrement at that point with the Tandy. I don't think I'll ever forget how proud he was that I made a computer beep, 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 beep. That's all it did. Started college a couple of years later than my peers, but graduated around 2015. Oh, wow, I'm so much older than you. I graduated high school in 2001. And I guess they put you at, 10 years, I mean. Yeah. You're not, I'm an old soul. Starting to feel the weight of it, I think. My knees are starting to hurt, my back's starting to hurt. Like 40's getting to a point where you're like, I'm starting to feel older. Like, as I sit here. Ugh. Hopefully my love of yoga, love might be a strong word, my knowledge of yoga helps me keep my body in a little bit better shape. I'm definitely in better shape than most 40-year-olds, I feel. But I'm in not like the top 10%. I'm in probably like the top 40. I'm in the top 40% of 40 years old. Oh, that was probably... Does the cough come through the microphone? I don't really have an easy way to mute this one. With age seeking, if I went cleric. It's funny. A paladin. I'm definitely a paladin in later life. I like to protect others. I like to take action. I am very righteous in my causes and in my indignation. I'm first one to jump into a fight, not the one in the back healing. Definitely not. One of my favorite deployment stories. We were in a hotel bar next to our hotel, and those are often the sketchy ones, but they're close to where we stay. A lot of us don't have cars and stuff, so we often drink at whichever bar is closest to where we're sleeping. And this one was a dive bar for real. One bartender was like basically the only employee. Um, he was on drugs of some kind, for sure. Like, I'm thinking probably cocaine because he was bouncing off the wall, but it could have been a lot of monsters, I guess. But I feel like you know the difference. You see me as being charismatic enough to be a cleric or a paladin. Like, paladins have to be charismatic. I think those are sorcerers. And that's usually my second choice. Somebody asked me to be in the back doing damage. I choose a sorcerer. Um oh shit, where was I going with the story? So dive bar. We were at this dive bar. It's like the organization that I volunteer for is mostly like 70 plus people, but they're very active, very fit. Like they're drinking, a lot of times they drink me under the table, so on and so forth. Okay, fair enough. I mean, charisma's never bad, especially in D&D. Charisma's always great. Just a, hey, yes, I will take all your gold, the key to your house, and all the secrets you know. Sure thing. So we're sitting at the dive bar. There's me and like three other older people. One of them is her name is Mo. She is giving off strong butch lesbian vibes, but totally married. So I don't really get into her personal life, but that's she wears a wide brimmed hat. She's really short, kind of tiny, very fierce, like very fierce. And we're drinking, having a good time, and this like group of Hispanic gentlemen come in and start giving the bartender a hard time. But the bartender kind of talks to them like they're friends, so we stayed out of it for the longest time. And then they like physically got into an altercation, and I get up to go help the bartender. I'm like, oh shit, there's like six dudes beating up on the bartender. Like, what if he's getting robbed? Or like at least gonna go break up the fight. And she is like, no, you dare. She like death grips my arm and is like, don't you dare get involved. That is how you get hurt. That's how you get broken. You're on a thing. You have a mission. You have a job. Don't you dare get hurt. And I'm like, but like people at eight, like I need to help that guy. And obviously she was reading the situation better than I, because they didn't come to like real blows, and it probably would have had I jumped in. Like, why is this random gringo in here involved in our shit? She was 100% correct. I was already drinking, but my natural impulse is to jump in and help, regardless of what the situation is. So, paladin. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's Final Fantasy Paladin's my favorite job too. It's always seemed like my playstyle to be able to go out there and heal yourself. I'm a very independent person. Paladins can survive a whole lot. Like, yeah, that's me. I'm a survivor. I mean, I don't know if it's commendable. Sometimes I stick my nose in where it doesn't belong. Many times I stick my nose in where it doesn't belong because I'm trying to help. I often try to help in ways that makes it worse for people. So life is what it is, and it's a fun story. Regardless, my impulse to help, at least in that situation, was outweighed by someone who was helping me and has better situational awareness. Especially while drinking. I 100%. I tell people that if we're gonna go out drinking, don't expect me to be the one to be situationally aware. I'm pretty good at that in like a normal scenario, like when I'm out doing activities or in my everyday life. I'm situationally aware. But once the workday is done and the fun starts, I'm drinking to turn that off. So Even if it might not result in a good outcome, having courage to step up is worth praise in my own. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. But I don't know. Like I was thinking about that. That might be a symptom of depression because that's definitely something I've like developed in later life. When I was probably in my 30s, I don't think I would have done that. But now I feel like as a single man in my 40s, my life is numbered anyway, and I would rather make it worth something than just quietly die in the woods somewhere of a heart attack. You know, like not that I'd be mad. Whatever way the world, the universe chooses to take me out of it, I'm not gonna be upset. But I'm not. Actually, that's not true. There's definitely a few ways that I could die that I would be really upset. I died that I have this incredible fear. Every time I fly, that's how I'm gonna die. And I'm just thinking, that's gonna be awful. You're like the plane engine dies, and you're just like, wow. So we're free falling for like a minute, and then we know we're just gonna splat and explode when we hit the ground. Like, so you got all this time to like think about your life and shit while you're like plummeting to your death. I'm like, I don't think I want that. No, no, I don't want that. All this shit with Boeing, with like the windows and stuff blowing out. I'm like, fuck. I just know I'm gonna be on a plane, and that's how it's all gonna go for me. Every time I get on a plane, I think that I drink on planes. I drink on planes. If everybody ever travels with me, be prepared. Now you know why. Because I'm literally being like, fuck. I'm probably gonna be the calmest person ever too when the plane's going down. I've just thought about it so much already. They're gonna be like, why aren't you freaking out? And I'm like, because what am I doing? Why would you freak out? Like people who were screaming and terrified sitting on a plane, I don't get it. Because you literally made the choice the second you got inside this plane that if it decides to go down, you're probably dead. And if you're not, it's a miracle, and there's nothing you can do to control that. So I'd be sitting there drinking my cocktail, floating like in zero G as the plane plummets. Well, at least I got to experience zero G before I died. That's cool. I mean, I guess, like, damn, you probably have several minutes to really consider what to do with your final thoughts. I could, I mean, you could record it, like, you might even have time to, like, record a video, upload it. Like, I wonder if that's your viral video hit, is you in zero G. Like, our plane's going down. Boop. Upload at, like, the last set, like, turn off airplane mode, close your phones, tuck it away, like, let it do its thing. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It still might survive. I mean, I feel like phones are a lot more durable than humans. I could take a hammer to my phone and smash it to bits, and you could still get the data out of it. Not that I wonder if anybody would even try that. I mean, that seems like a lot of time and effort to go through somebody's phone and be like, we have to get this last video he took off of it. I wonder if that's part of like the FAA's investigation process as they go through everybody's tow-up phones. To be fair, death can come anywhere. You could be having the safest job, but when it comes, you just gotta accept it. I mean, there are certainly situations that I would not accept. Like, I watch a lot of like horror movies. I shouldn't say I watch a lot of horror movies. I watch action movies or whatever, like where people are getting like abducted and they just like kind of go along with it. I don't know if I'd be that one. I've said many times that I will not go quietly into this good night. But on a plane, what are you gonna do? Like, just look for a parachute, try to jump out? I don't think they even have parachutes on planes. Like, that's never been part of the safety briefing that I've ever seen. I imagine maybe a flight attendant could tell you if there was some kind of action to do, but I don't. I think your best bet is to make your peace at that juncture. But I'm also a preparedness person. Like I'm growing my own food. I have solar panels. I have rainwater capture. I am a survivor. I will be one of those people who like I don't want to waste my death either. Like just I did something stupid and didn't prepare for what was coming, and now I'm gonna starve to death. Let let no, not it, not it. I need something better than that. I need something better than that. Is it like this? Why is I don't know if this is a deep topic or depressing topic. Like I guess we're a safe space. You can talk about anything you want to in this chat. Anything you want to, we'll talk about it. Safe space. No judgments, no fears, no. It's safe space. Isn't there one where you duck down in your seat to protect your head? I mean, that's fair. And I might do that in the last moments, if possible. But I mean, I don't like. I feel like you're aren't you? I guess you're strapped into your seat, so not really zero G experienced. I might unbuckle to experience zero G just for fun for going down. I think that's gonna depend on how drunk I am. I mean, because there's a difference between turbulence and free fall. Like, you'll know. You'll know. Turbulence is even at this point, they're like, they mention it to you ahead of time in the plane. Like, oh, hey, we're going to have some turbulence about midway through the flight. Blah, 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 blah. You know, like we have enough weather technology and radar and stuff on planes and things now to understand what causes turbulence and just foresee it coming. So, like, they really know. I'm like, that's why I tell myself all day long, I'm much more likely to die in a car than I am in a plane. But like, it happens. I'm not very likely to get struck by lightning, but people die every year of being struck by lightning. So, you know, as a civilian, not much you can do being on a public plane. I mean, even as a what if you were a pilot? Like if the engines have failed and the mechanic, like I'm sure the pilot's doing everything they can in that cockpit. If I was a plane pilot and you know we're plummeting towards our death, I'm flipping all the switches. I'm doing all the things. I would, you know, I'd be continuing to fight until the second I hit the ground. But what are you gonna do? Strapped in the seat. Right. I mean, so that's why I do it. It's not like I had like I like I do have obviously I do have a fear of flying. If the only time I can think about is dying on it when I'm on a plane. Obviously, I have the fear, but do I let it rule my life? Is a no. And that is one of the founding tenets of me. Is I truly try to face my fears so they don't control my life. Because even fear is a feeling you can learn to get used to. So like when it matters, you have experienced what that is and it won't affect you so. Buttercrumb1, what up? Do you got a question for the chat? Have some life problems you want me to solve for you? You have advice you need? I'll be your free life coach today. Buttermeat HK Butter, welcome in. I'm trying to do these every day. I deploy for a nonprofit organization, so sometimes I disappear for weeks at a time, but I do try to do this one home. Play video games, gardening videos. I have a YouTube channel as well, so everything that I've done is over in the YouTubes. It's basically a library of the things I've created on live stream. Also, my gardening videos. If you like to watch plants grow. Maybe I should start a new channel. We're gonna call it Plants Grow to Lo-Fi. I don't know. That's kind of what it's becoming. I'm still trying to find the footing on the YouTube. I have been told that maybe I should make multiple channels and upload each one to different. Um, for some odd reason, I thought I was muted on YouTube because of where I hovered it. I do have. Let's see if this still works. Darn it. That was supposed to work. There's the live stream on the YouTube. I'm concurrently running them both. Surprise! Internet magic! Although I didn't, my bots seem to not be working. And I think it's a permission level. I saw a little notification when I logged on today that sound alerts need some new notification, some permissions or whatever, and I haven't looked. I'll add that to my agenda today. Yeah, my bots need attention. They've probably updated something. Every time I log into Twitch, there's like 25 notifications because they want me to opt into targeted advertising, and I don't want to do that. So I keep opting out of it, but you have to opt out of it every day. Because remember, Twitch is an Amazon company, and Amazon is pretty greedy. Unfortunately. But what shall we do but endeavor to change the world? Right. Just that. It's fine. We're changing it one mind at a time. If you haven't heard, we're voting for RFK elections. That's happening. And I mean, like, it just seems every day, like, I watched all the late shows and stuff from last night. And I still have the argument. Why is there no conservative late night hosts? Like, the one that you could find is on Fox News, and he's not funny. Like, he's just really not funny. Like, some of the jokes he lined up could have been funny if told correctly, but he's giving them kind of mean. Like, and they showed this picture of Nancy Pelosi, like they do of, you know, Biden and Trump, where they're all in crazy poses, but Pelosi was so close to the camera, you could see every non-pore on her skin. You're like, she made of plastic, or like, how much shellac did she put on? It was definitely like the worst photo of that woman I've ever seen in my life. And I mean, that was like the only one moment where I kind of giggled, was I was like, oh, that photo. Oh, I mean, because everybody's bad photos, and I do think those are fun. Like, this morning I had just paused it on Seth Meyers, and he's in the middle of this pose where it's like just freeze frames, and I think that's hysterical. I think that's hysterical when people get stuck in funny freeze frames. Like that maybe I should make that the thumbnail of this video, so that oh, I'm gonna have to head to bed. Good night, so long, Alvitas, and good night. Good night. And see, my emote thing didn't work. What? That also broke? What? Shut up. That makes me upset. Okay, it worked that time. I was like, wait. I was about to be mad. I was about to be mad. I really have one. Like, big thing. I don't know. I guess I do have, I have alerts. Nobody ever saw it. Like, all these things are set up to do things. I have all the things. Somebody just has to use them to do so. Look, it worked out. I'm working on it. I saw this thing yesterday with some kind of raid deal where they basically like little bobbleheads coming around on the screen that are fighting. And I probably should do more things like games and raids and, you know, more viewer retention activities. There is a difference between YouTube videoing and live streaming. If you're new to the channel, I only do an hour of live stream every day because that's about all I can do to just sit here and talk for an hour. But I have a bunch of YouTube videos over on the other side. I do game reviews. I do gardening video. Most of my shorts are gardening stuff, and then my videos are gaming stuff. So I was just talking about making do a series. About how my life is like Stardew Valley, then just use the YouTube as the mines. Maybe I should do one of those like shorts that's all right. If this video gets 1,000 likes, I will make the series. We'll try to make the series. I've got like 4 monitors going. Using 2 of them. Should probably space that out. I just chatted in the YouTube chat. I will say that I much prefer to chat, Twitch chat. Because then I can do the floaty emotes. I didn't try any emotes in this one. I wonder what happens. Oh, there's a whole bunch of pride emotes in YouTube. Oh my god, they have a unicorn. So, emotes don't show well in chat. I will say. So the YouTube's got emotes over there, but all the emotes on Twitch float and bounce on my screen. Even the emotes that you get from PUBG. They float, bounce, and bob all around. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Matter of fact, I'm gonna make it bounce around even more. This video YouTube. And if anybody out there new has not done so, please like, subscribe, and follow. I did just post a link to the live stream over on the YouTubes. Much like you to try I'm trying to get that one to 1,000 subscribers. And then hopefully the watch hours will follow. Although they say you should probably work on the watch hours more than subscriptions. Either way, He'll help me get. They'll help me get to where I gotta go. They're both goals I got to reach. And we're coming up here on our hour mark. Oh, and we never did our daily affirmation today. It's what I'm forgetting to do. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Our today's affirmation is I am unique and beautiful. There you go. That's something we're trying to do every day to remind ourselves that we are unique and beautiful. To be kind to one another, to be kind to each other, to be kind to everyone who lets you be kind to them. This kindness spreads as much as fear and hatred. Why spread those when you could spread kindness? Kindness. That's where it's at. If anybody has any questions or comments or suggestions, what's the content that you would like to see? I know personally, I would like to see more funny people say funny things that aren't hateful. I like Taylor Johnson's After Midnight. They make fun of the internet most of the time. That's pretty funny. And you can't please all of the people all the time. You just pardon me, smoking's a horrible habit and you should not ever do it. And why do you, Sean? Well, that takes us back to the drinking problem. Like, weed is a coping mechanism for my boredom in the farm, which is great. I mean, I really should learn to mellow out more. Because plants take time to grow. Things take time to ripen. Stardew Valley's helped me learn that. I wish there were days, like there are days. Like I could have just stayed in bed today, but that's not who I am as a person. I thought about it. I was like, I almost did a video from my bed, being like, another day when my life is like Stardew Valley. Some days you wake up and discover, and just it's a rainy, miserable, bad luck, the spirits against you day. Let's just go back to bed. Let's call it a day. Night. Resolve to do nothing. Sit around, lay around and watch TV and rest. Like it's really good for you to do that sometimes, to just take a day and not do anything. I am not one of those people. But I have a lot of rest in between. I'm learning to not be stressed and maybe can shift into a 24-hour mode, but I need to learn to take the rest where it is. And that being said, people look out for the weather this week. I mean, many people out there are going to be affected by heat, and there's some tropical depressions that could turn into hurricanes. There's one of them that's going to likely turn into a tropical depression. So there are some systems, some high pressure systems, and with the oceans, high temperatures. We'll see. I had these are things that happen to me. Sometimes I lay awake at night just fearing random things. What if the heat in the Atlantic causes us to get no rain? Like, as a farmer, as somebody who lives inland and not going to be affected by these hurricanes, I would rather have hurricanes than not. Because by the time they get here, they're just rain and high winds, and the winds are not that high. I've got mountains, I've got trees. So, yeah. I need the rain. I'm hopeful that we get rain. It's humid, hot, bug, sun-ridden. Ugh. No. That's why one of the reasons I didn't like Houston was because it was this kind of hot, humid temperature weather. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna call it an evening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and we'll see you on the morrow. Oh, I like that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, because we'll see you on the morrow. Huh. It's been great chit-chatting. Thanks, HK. No silver today. Thanks, Buttercrumb. Did I say it right? Yeah, Buttercrumb. Now you make me want cake. All right, bye. Thanks, everyone.